Hello and welcome. In this video, I want to show you how to build the best defensive infantry in the game. Enjoy. So today, I will talk about mechanized infantry. There is no other unit in the game which have so much defensive stats as mechanized. This build is mostly for multiplayer and people on multiplayer are doing mechanized a lot, but it is quite good for minor countries on single player. So if you are learning a small nation how to play, you can use this build on Canada, you can use this build on Bulgaria, or I don't know, South Africa, to help bigger nations as Germany or United Kingdom to stop your enemies. Or you can use it on Soviet Union to defend most strategic places. So I choose Canada here because you have a really nice buff for researching your mechanized. This focus is CMP track, and first what you need to do is to research normal track. After doing that, you need to do this focus. You should have your mechanized unit in a year. As you can see, in January 1937, I have done my mechanized. You can do it with tech jiggle. On Bulgaria, you should have it like 5-6 months later. So first, very important thing is that when you want to produce it, you want to go for mechanized build, you need to add your production cost on 5, because without that you will have a lot of problems with producing it. But when it is cost 5, it is very easy to have a lot of them. And remember that on vanilla, reliability doesn't matter. So you don't care that this is 60%. It can be 30, you don't care. But there is no need for upgrading anything else. So you don't need them to be faster, you don't need them to have more armor, and you don't need them to have more reliability. Only production cost is worth. And it's always good to use your MIO on them. When you are going for your MIO, use this right path. Always go for less production cost and go for more defense, breakthrough, hardness. And when I'm choosing between these three upgrades, I'm always taking hard attack because others too are increasing your production cost. And you always want to have as cheap mechanized as it is possible. Okay, what else is very important? Very important is to have the best gun which you can have. Gun 2 is pretty good, but if you can, go for gun 3. You don't need to produce better mechanized. So mechanized 2 and mechanized 3 are not important to you because you don't want to switch your production line. But if you do mechanized 3, you will have upgrades for your normal mechanized 1. So you have more soft attack and you have more hard attack. So if you have free time and nothing else to research, you can research mechanized 3 only for that flat path. On your support companies, you always need to have engineers, you need to have field hospitals, logistic company and signal company. If you are playing multiplayer, it is always good to go for anti-tank, or when you are playing single player, it is always good to go for anti-air. And of course, in electronics, it's always good to go for better radio for more reinforced rate. And if you can, it is good to go for land warfare facility and to go for military engineering vehicles, because it is very nice to have armored engineer company too. And in this facility, you only need military engineers vehicles. If you want, you can research super heavy howitzer too, but it is not necessary. If you are playing multiplayer, you need to have your better engineers, but if you are playing single player and you don't have eco to research and to build that facility, you can just don't do it. But it is always recommended to do it on multiplayer to have better defense. Okay, let's go into design. You always want to have combat with 36 with this division to stack your defensive as much as possible. And because you are mostly playing this build or poor countries, so you don't want to do small divisions, but big divisions to have less support equipment used on these divisions. Because when you are doing 16 with divisions, you need your support companies twice more than when you are doing 36. You need always to have logistics, field hospitals, and signal company. When you can, you want armor engineer company. If you can't do it, just use normal engineers. And your fifth can be whatever you want. If you want to have more mechanized, you always can go for support anti-air. If you are playing multiplayer, you can go for support anti-tank. You can design armored recon company to have better heart attack, or you can go, of course, for super heavy artillery for more soft attack. You can do whatever you want. If you have here, I don't know, super heavy artillery, you can switch here for motorized anti-air and go for 35, something like that. Or you can go, if you are playing, of course, multiplayer, for anti-tanks, and never go for anti-tank units on a single player because this is useless. So you have your perfect mechanized divisions, but you need for them doctrines. For your main doctrine, you can go for superior power for more recovery rate, but I'm recommending to go for grand battle plan for better reinforce rate and for better entrenchment. For infantry, you always go for defensive postures because you have better entrenchment. For operations, you want mission type tactics, but if you can, desperate defense is better. Because now desperate defense is only in a defensive war. So if you are playing as Canada or I don't know, South Africa, you can wait to choose. You can wait to pick this doctrine. But if you don't want to wait, you can go just for mission type tactics. For your armor, you want mobile defense. And for your artillery and combat support, if you can have super heavy artillery, go for siege artillery. If you are playing multiplayer and enemy have tanks, use anti-tank frontline. If you just have nothing, go for field engineering. I'm choosing siege artillery. In your army command, it is always good to go for logistical focus. When you are playing democracy, choose relief of command. If not, tip of the spear is okay because you have better supply. And of spirit of academy, you always want to have cult of heroism. In your army command, always go for army defense general. If you don't have army defense general, you can grind him in Spain. You just need to upgrade your marshal with defensive doctrine, send him into the Spain, and when he will have 4th level, you can upgrade your officer corps roles. In your military high command, you always want to have people for combined arms, for logistics, and maybe you can go for air superiority. If you want your command arms expert, you need to level up in Spain combat arm expert perk. You can do it with cavalry too. So if you will pick here proper heritage, you can for 35 experience go for like 36 cavalry, and in like 2-3 weeks get combined arm expert buff. And when you have that, you can in your official corps go for combined arm specialist, and you have more defense on your mechanized. So with all of that, you should have statistics like this. Around 1.5k defense. When you will research more passive bonuses and you will have better experienced divisions and you have better advisors, you should have something around 2k defense. And you have pretty nice entrenchment. Here you have 15. And always remember that when you are playing multiplayer and your rule set allows it, you can add one heavy tank to your divisions to get armor on your divisions, but on most multiplayers units with armor are banned on staying on ports and coastal lines, and because this division is designed for defense, you want them to have on your port. You are playing single player, it's okay to go for one additional tank only to increase your armor, but on multiplayer you don't want to do this because this is mostly forbidden. Remember about that. And this unit looks like this, and I have nothing more to say about it. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, give me a comment, give me a like, I don't know, subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much for watching this video and see you soon into the next one. See ya!